What's up, everyone? It's Saber. I just want to give you guys another DRYS update so you know what's going on. First things first, we are about to start our winter basketball league. Majority of the teams have a first game on Sunday. So, good luck to everyone. I know everybody's been practicing, trying to get as many practices in as they can. And a lot of people are just ready to kind of start and play. So just a couple of notes for this Sunday, the 8th. The first games are at 10 this week. So, we're coming in to try to set up around 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. And I'm asking that when you guys do come to the gym, please only arrive anywhere from, 30 minutes to 15 minutes before your first game. So if you have that very first game, 9:30, 9:45 would be a very good time to arrive. Any earlier than that, and then you're on the court while we're trying to, set everything up. And we just want to make sure that everything is where it needs to be before everyone gets in the gym, because it's a lot harder afterwards to try to correct things and put things in different places when a lot of stuff is going on. So I'm asking that make sure that if you have that first 10 o'clock game, make sure that you arrive anywhere between 9:30 9:45 before your game. I'm also asking that if you're not playing in the game that's going on or the next game, to stay off the court. And that is, make sure your kids understand that too. We don't need to be asking people to get off the court constantly. There's specific shoes that you should be wearing on the court. So if you're just in your regular everyday shoes and your everyday shoes aren't basketball shoes, you shouldn't be on the court. We have to make sure that court doesn't get any marks on it, doesn't get messed up due to people being on it in Tim's or anything that, dress shoes, anything that shouldn't be, on a basketball court, because as much as this is our home gym, it's also Riverside High School's home gym, and we don't want to mess up any relationship we have with them because we're destroying the floor. Once again, I'm just asking that if you have kids that are not playing, just try to keep them off of the court so that it's no confusion and it's very easy to transition from game to game, and the teams who are there have time to warm up. Everyone else, you can arrive, again, anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes before your game. Every player has to check in, and we're going to try to keep that going through the entire week, just to kind of get an idea of who's coming in the gym, what players are consistently showing up, if any players are consistently not coming. All this is just kind of data that we can work with for next season, just so when we're making teams, we kind of know what to expect just overall, and then, obviously with how we're separating the teams and stuff like that. So we are going to check you guys in every week just to make sure, especially if we need to make sure we have 5 players there, or if there's anything, we have, phone numbers where we can contact people who didn't say they weren't coming and see if maybe they have a mistake on the schedule. So if everybody can get checked in about, 30 to 15 minutes before, or 15 to 30 minutes before their game, that gives us the opportunity to really know what the numbers are and make sure that we can have 5-on-5 competing each week. So everyone's practices for January are up. Your coaches have the master schedule, and they will put it in Game Changer. And for the coaches that don't put it in Game Changer, I'm usually the person that's putting those things in Game Changer for you guys. Again, if you are not on Game Changer, again, I suggest that you get on there. It's the easiest way to communicate between coaches and players and let coaches know if your child's not going to be at practice, not going to be at a game, or anything that's happening. If you guys go on Game Changer and communicate that way, some of the coaches, like I said, will have a text group or something like that. So I know that it might be a double for some people, but again, Game Changer is something that we use throughout the entire program. So, like I said, I try to keep that up to date for every team that where the coaches aren't actively using it. And then the last thing that we have is, so you guys will get an email from me either today or tomorrow with a little bit more details about the remainder of the season, everything that we're trying to do. But I did send an email out yesterday to every parent that has a child in our league. And the main point of that email, the only point of that email, was about volunteers. So yes, we do have a lot of coaches who have volunteered this season. We're super grateful for them. They've been doing an excellent job, not just with their team, but just with, kind of helping, keeping things organized, working together to make sure that everyone can get practice time in, and, little things like that. But outside of the coaches, on a Sunday, we definitely have a lot of different spaces where, we could use help and volunteer. So, some of those positions, you guys, I've sent that email. You could check that email out. There's also a link in the email so that if you are interested in volunteering, it's probably no more than like an hour, 2 hours of your time if you can. The positions are up there that we're always looking for every Sunday. The first two are setup and breakdown crew. Basically exactly what they are. We get there around 8 a.m. They open the gym for us, and we set up the gym. So putting the chairs out for the teams. The custodians usually do the bleachers for us. If we have to hang signs, we're going to be selling T-shirts and hoodies, and, just in general, just getting everything put together so that when people walk in the gym, the atmosphere is that, one of a basketball tournament or program or, clinic or something like that, where, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff going on, and, you can purchase merchandise, and you have like an info desk where if you're not sure where your game is, when you check in, you can ask, and if things are running behind, we have some information. Usually you guys see me just jetting around the gym all Sunday, but you can always hopefully go to that desk and get information. So breakdown crew is just obviously the opposite of that. Once everything is done, from like around 3:30 should be the end of our last game, 3:30 till about 4, 3 o'clock really to 4. We'll be just taking everything down, putting the chairs back, kind of sweeping the gym, make sure there's no trash or anything like that that's been left behind by us, and cleaning up. And then, we get out, we pack up mostly my car, and we get out of there. And so they're very simple jobs. They're about an hour of your time. And if you are interested in just helping out, you can definitely fill out that form, and I'll put it in link it down in the comment section, and I'll also put it on Facebook just in case. The other ones we have for the score table, it's the game clock and the scorebook. Those are obviously very important. We're trying to do things like keep decent stats. We're not going to sit here and fight over, how many rebounds does everybody have, assists, steals, but keeping things like points and, who makes free throws, makes and misses, and stuff like that gives us the opportunity to have some fun, make some leaderboards for the kids so that they have another thing to be competitive about, who can make the most free throws all season and stuff like that. So, and then obviously the game clock is it's a remote control game clock. All you have to do is press a couple buttons, which, the instructions will be at the table. So if you're, if your child is playing and you can run the clock, that is super helpful, not only just to us, but, just to the teams and the game in general. Like I said, it's very easy. The rules will be there, so you don't really have to do much. You can watch the game. Just got to remember to stop the clock, which is probably the hardest thing when the clock is supposed to be stopped. And if you don't, you'll hear definitely some parents screaming, "Stop the clock" or "Start the clock," and, we'll get it together. But definitely, if you're interested in doing the scorebook or the game clock, again, we're always looking for people. We have a good amount of games, and it's only about an hour of your time. We also have a media crew. This one I think is a lot of fun if you have a professional camera or you're very good at taking pictures on your iPhone. If you have like the Samsung Galaxy S22 is a really good camera. Phones like that. If you want to help us capture some of these moments that are happening in the gym every week, we'd be super grateful. So that is another thing that we have that you can sign up for. We'll have a shared Google folder, a shared Google album, and the link will be accessible to everyone, so that they can get some pictures of their kids, but also so they can watch the game and not be worried about having to record their child or having to take pictures, but having some memories of the time. It's also good for us because we can use it for social media. We can use it for outreach for next season and things like that. So we're trying to continue to push Del Riv in the direction where we are sustainable and we continue to pull in kids to make our leagues across the board better and fuller. So anything helps, and having just like some really good photos and videos of the kids to share with people and to promote, and also just to highlight who is who and how they're doing throughout the season is really great. So again, if you are interested in being part of our media crew, you can fill out the form and just let us know what games that you will take pictures for. You don't have to take pictures all day. You can obviously take pictures just at your kid's game, but there will be a link for you to upload those photos to a shared folder for Del Riv. And then the last one is referees, and it's for the pre-K, kindergarten, and first and second grade games only. So for those games, we obviously do not pay for referees because it doesn't even make sense. We have coaches that will basically be on the court helping out the entire time, making sure that the kids are in the right spot and that they're learning and they're dribbling. But it also helps to have just a referee on the court that is not a coach that can help with just making sure who did the ball go out on and running back and forth and just giving them the idea that there usually is a ref, there usually is an extra person or 2 or 3 people out there with them that is allegedly non-partial and willing to help out a little bit with our coaches so that our coaches can focus on making sure the kids are dribbling properly, are in the right spot, and then someone else can focus on who to give the basketball to, who it goes out on, making sure that kids aren't fighting or fouling or hurting each other, and then little things like that. So it's just like a little fun gig. It's just an added person out on the court that knows the game a little bit and can help the coaches without actually being a coach on the team. So if you're interested in doing something like that, we'd be very happy to have you, and then that would be great. We do have a good amount of high school basketball players and just high schoolers in general that will be helping us this Sunday. There is no, say one of those kids is running the game clock or doing the scorebook or whatever the situation may be. It will never be acceptable to scream at them, yell at them, get in their face or anything like it. I know we had an incident of that last year. I won't tolerate it. These are young women and men that are not only learning the game and learning to grow in the game, but they are taking time out of their day to help out. So, if you have a problem, maybe they're on their phones and they're not, updating the score correctly, or the score is wrong, or whatever the situation may be, you have 2 options. One, you can go to the coach of your team and talk to them, or you can come find me and I will speak to them. Please do not yell at my high schoolers. I want them not only to continue to help us out, but to learn to come back and to be a part of what we're doing always. And having a negative experience makes it very hard. So, I understand some of the games get heated and people are really hoping, and, sometimes it gets very competitive. But do not yell. Again, no yelling at referees, no arguing at referees will be tolerated by parents or players. It is unacceptable. One of the things that I always do when I coach is I tell my players, do not speak to the referees. Don't ask them no questions about why they didn't call a foul. Don't complain when you get a call made on you and they say you're traveling and you're saying I didn't. Don't argue. Parents, I'm expecting you to uphold that as well. Don't argue with the refs. Don't scream at them. Don't yell at them. If you are, paying attention to basketball in general, referees are starting to get harder and harder to come by. And a lot of that is because they are being harassed and berated by parents and coaches and players. And it's not a job that's very easy. They have to do their best to be non-partial, call calls that won't make people upset, but keep the game fair. And sometimes it's just not as simple as, every time someone gets hit, call a foul. Like they're and obviously they're getting paid, but they're still there doing us a favor, doing us a solid, and being out there and refereeing our games. So please, please, please do not come at our refs in any capacity. No yelling, no screaming. If you have to cheer for your team. If you have anything to say, say it to the person next to you. I'm not saying you can't criticize the ref to the person next to you if you don't like what they called, but please do not get angry and start screaming at the ref in the middle of the game. The other thing is Riverside does not allow food or drink in the gym. And I know last year we tried, and we still had people I saw walking in with, Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's and things like that. So I'm going to just ask you, if you have food that you're bringing into the gym, just eat it in the hallway. Drinks that aren't in a water bottle, drink it in the hallway. If you have a drink and you finish it, throw it in the trash. We're going to obviously sweep the gym at the end, but please don't make it difficult. Please don't, if you spilling soda on the floor, now we have an issue. So if you can do your best to eat before, most of the games are about an hour long, if that. So, if you can eat before or eat after, I would appreciate that. We are hoping that we could have a concession stand, but if we can have a concession stand, and it'll mostly be pre-packaged candies and chocolate bars and things like that. Again, eat it out in the hallway if you don't trust yourself, but just make sure that trash makes it into the trash can. So I think that's about it. Again, more information will always be coming to you guys. I'm trying to keep everyone as updated as possible with what we're doing. So for spring sports, registration is still open until February. There's not much movement for baseball, softball, and t-ball as far as what's going on, because we're still collecting registrations. And make sure that you go on the website and you sign up, and that you make your payment. Same thing with basketball. And I'm gonna backtrack really quickly and just say that if you got an email from me recently that said, urgent, you need to pay on your account, you need to pay before your child can play this season. So if you're coming into the gym and we already have it, marked down that you did not pay your fee and you don't have the cash on you, your child won't get to play in their first game. And I know that nobody wants to do that. We don't want to do that. But we have a good amount of outstanding payments that have not come to us. And so in effort to kind of just correct that, you have the ability to pay cash when you get there, or just in general, you can go in online any point in time and pay. So please make a payment on your account. Same for softball, baseball, and t-ball. If you signed up but you did not pay, please get that payment in as soon as you can. Waiting makes it a lot harder. And then again, now your child is either not playing, or they're going to be just, their registration is just going to be null and void, and we'll cancel it so that they won't be on a team at all. So I know nobody wants that. Again, we don't want to do that, but please make your payments. And if you did register your child early and made your payment for softball, baseball, or t-ball, you will be entered into that raffle to win the gift card for Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't believe that's happened yet, but we will let you know who has won and when it happens. Spring soccer, the update for spring soccer is we're not going to have teams this year. Right now, what we're looking to do is just throw clinics and things like that, just to help with the skills, the fundamental skills, and building on what we will be pushing through in the fall. So just be on the lookout for more information for spring soccer clinics. It should be a lot of fun. They got a lot of things in store for you guys. I don't want to speak on it too early because I haven't had the conversation yet just to find out exactly what is going on fully, but just be on the lookout for, again, more information for that, and it should be a lot of fun for everyone. The last thing that I want to say is on January 24th, we have our monthly DRYS meeting. It is open to the public. It is at Delanco Courthouse. Please come out. If you have questions, comments, if you have anything that you would like to contribute as a person who is a parent in this league or has some extra knowledge about how to, help build our youth sports program, please come out and share and see what's going on. We go over the expenses, we go over, different things that we're doing, fundraising. The board is there, so if you want to talk to the president, myself, the sports director, all of those things, we're all there at that time, and it's the best time. If you do have complaints or criticisms or things like that, that is the best time to bring them up, and so we can all talk them out, so we can be aware of what's going on or what's lacking, and then come up with solutions for them, so we can continue to build DRYS into the kind of program that we all want for the children in our community. So January 24th, mark it down on your calendar. It's at 7:30 p.m. And again, you all are welcome to come out, check out our meetings. They're monthly, so if you can make that meeting once a month, it's usually either the third Tuesday in every month, third or fourth. I will double check on that, but definitely we post the meetings ahead of time so you are aware when they are. And like I said, a lot of it is just us trying to come up with solutions to keep moving the program forward and keep getting better at what we're doing for the children in the community. So thank you for your time. I hope to see some of you on Sunday at basketball. Make sure you say hi. And make sure your kids are ready to play some hoops. All right? Peace.